is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We're going to go over the new Necron Codex data sheet rules, and kind of compare them to everybody saying the Grey Knight data sheet rules. So we don't know what the Grey Knight's going to be in the future. We don't know if we're going to lose Teleport Assault, if we're going to gain it, but we're going to go over kind of like the Necron overview. So if you guys are new to the channel, we do all 40k stuff on the channel. So we do a lot of battle reports, Necrons. There are a lot of battle reports with Necrons in it. So if you guys are a Necrons fan, definitely subscribe to the channel so you guys can watch some of those battle reports. There's going to be a lot more coming up because there's a lot of Necrons players in our meta. But let's go over the real quick. If you guys are new to the channel, we do have a Patreon. Thank you all my Patreon supporting the channel. But we did get new Dirtbag dice came in. So this is a new color we have available. It's like a dark gray with a red indent. We obviously already have the green and the blue and the silver as well. Those are still up for sale. They just came in. We ordered 1,100 of them. So, but let's get right into the video. It's going to be a short video. This is the new data detachment rule. It's called hyperphasing. So we're going to go over the wording here compared to the wording of the Grey Knight's Teleport Assault. But hyperphasing, at the end of your opponent's turn, and this one's at the end of your opponent's turn, you can select any number of Necron units from your army, which is up to 3, excluding units that are engaged in range. But the biggest difference is once you have made your selections, remove those units from the battlefield and place them into strategic reserves. This is the biggest change that forces you the reinforcement steps of your next movement phase. Each unit is placed anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away horizontally from enemy units. So the difference is these guys have a little bit better of an advantage just because you can put them in a strategic reserve and then you're not forced to bring them back in on the battlefield. Now, if you guys haven't thought about that yet, it's really good. I've done it with bikes for Chaos Space Marines where you put them in a strategic reserve and then you don't have to bring them back in until they're needed. So imagine you bring in like a 5-man melee unit and then you can then rapid ingress them if you wanted to when you needed them. But if you don't need them or the units or you're blocked out for really cheap units, you can spend a turn by killing all those cheap units and then next turn bringing them in when you really need them, or rapid ingressing on your opponent's movement phase because they're in strategic reserves now. So that's a huge advantage for the Necron player. There's going to be a lot of Necron players that are just going to play the game of kind of getting all over the board. I'm not sure exactly. You guys can let me know in the comments below what specific units are going to be more beneficial with this. But anybody that has a deep strike rule, you can then deep strike onto the battlefield. You don't have to walk in from the table edge. So it's good as a Necron player to really memorize how reserves works, because you didn't really have to learn it last edition, but this edition you definitely need to know it. Same with Grey Knights. Grey Knights, we needed to like kind of change up our play style. Necrons, you're gonna have to change up your play style to know what table edge you can come in on. You can't come into your opponent's deployment zone turn 2, only on turn 3 you can, and knowing how far you have to be within range of everybody. You can come in within 6 inches. If you're deep striking, you deep strike literally anywhere. I'm not sure what other stratagems they're going to give you if you can come down within 3 inches, all that crazy shit. But this is why they made it almost exactly the same as Grey Knights, because now 2 units can basically pick up 3 units at the end of the turn and put them anywhere on the table. So kind of a shit roll with Grey Knights now that we're literally a copy, rinse, repeat for the Necrons, because technically Necrons are the oldest, faction out there. So technically they already had this millions and millions and millions of years ago. Grey Knights just stole it from them. So that's kind of shitty. But that is their army rule. Then down here they get some stratagems that they released. So one of these stratagems seems pretty cool to bring the monolith back out. So if you guys have a monolith, maybe even 2 monoliths, in your charge phase, you're able to gate one of these guys out of the monolith. So one Necron's unit from your army that was set up on the battlefield this turn using the Eternal Gate ability of the monolith started the turn on the battlefield. So if the monolith is on the battlefield, you spend 2 CP after you gated them through it charge coming out of the monolith, which is just insane. Obviously the monolith has to live and not be, you know, surrounded by enemies, but if you plan it out, I'm not sure how fast the monolith is, but if the monolith can basically move up, it's basically like a transport. You move up, they can then get out, and then you spend 2 CP and you can charge. So it's kind of like having your own built-in assault gate, like a Land Raider. So the monolith basically turned into a Land Raider with a stratagem for 2 CP. But imagine like a huge unit just coming out and just fucking charging anything they want on an objective. So that seems pretty cool. That's something that they used to do back in, I think, 5th or 6th edition when I played Necrons. And then down here, like, these guys are gonna be insane. But they did release 3 new leaders. Hopefully you guys can let me know if they're good, if you're excited for them. Maybe they're pertaining to these stratagems that they released. But blood-fueled cruelty, they were specifically talking about like the flayed ones and the other melee dudes, but this is actually a really cool strat. So thinking of what I would be doing with this, the opponent's movement phase. So right after a unit fell back, you have to have been engaged with that. So 1 destroyer cult or flayed unit from your army that started the phase within engagement range of that specific unit. So it's not another unit falling back within range of them. It's if they were in combat and then somebody fell back, you can spend 1 CP, and on a 2 to 5, they take D3 mortals, which is cool. It could be on a vehicle or a character or a monster or whatever it may be. But on a 6, you take just flat 3 mortal wounds. Here's the kicker though. Your unit can then make a normal move, must end that move as close as possible to that unit. So you can't go back into engagement range, I don't believe, but you can basically follow them onto an objective, surround them again. You know, like if they only move like 3 or 4 inches away, you can then just move and kind of like move block them, move block other units, as long as you end. So if they fall back onto an objective, you basically just move onto an objective with them, which then could potentially steal the objective or get you 5 points in your command phase, because then you would own the objective as well. So that's actually a pretty cool strategy. It'd be insane if you basically just went back into combat with them like World Eaters do, but instead you just basically follow them like a murderous troll. And then murderous reanimation. So somebody let me know what the reanimation protocols is now. But in the fight phase, 1 destroyer cult or flayed unit, which is the same as them, unit from your army that has just destroyed an enemy unit or caused an enemy unit that was not below half strength to become below half strength, then your reanimation protocols is now active. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is, but somebody let me know what the animation protocols now is, because we're going to be seeing this a lot. But if you destroyed a unit, then your reanimation protocols is active. Maybe you can bring guys back. Or if you're charging a unit, you then kill half of them, and then you use this strat. You then activate your reanimation protocol, so then if they fight you back, you can potentially come back to life. 1 CP with this stratagem. So that's pretty cool. And then they just talked about their 3 new Necron miniatures for us, but who the hell knows. Yeah, so that's what I think about this. Is they're going to be fucking green floating robot Grey Knights that have better detachment rolls than we do. Because if we can go into strategic reserves and not have to come back next turn, that's pretty cool. We do have secondaries, but this thing, just having your opponent guess when the fuck you're coming down anytime, so they have to block out the entire table edge every single turn, is a huge advantage to the Necron player. So if you guys are going to be starting Necrons, keep that in mind. Keep them in strategic reserves if you don't need them. And again, it's 3 units. If you don't, I would always just bring 3 units up as much as possible. You might have half your army in reserves, but then 1 turn you just basically bring them all back in. Or again, you're planning your list. If you haven't watched my strat reserve video, watch that. But then rapid ingress video, I just posted that as well. The rapid ingress video, watch that, because this is going to be huge for rapid ingress, just catching people off guard and then charge something within 2 inches. So Necrons are going to be discussed I believe. I think if you play Grey Knights and you switch over to Necrons, it's an easy transition. So that's going to be cool. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. What did I miss? If you guys are new to the Patreon or new to the channel, head over to the head over so that way I can coach you one-on-one on Discord. Want to see on the channel. That way I can kind of go out and record them for you and then upload them specifically to Patreon. To YouTube because it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. But I wanted to get this out as soon as possible. So appreciate it, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. What's up, gents? Welcome to the Dirtbag Nation Patreon page. This is going to be support to the Dirtbag Nation. Just to give you a little insight on what we're trying to do and trying to grow into, we're trying to grow a brand name of the Dirtbag Nation, 40k Dirtbags, going all over the country and coaching people to get better at the game of 40k. We have really good coaching over at the Dirtbag Nation. Myself is ranked #1 for Grey Knights in the world last year in 9th edition. This year, we're currently ranked #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world on ITC 40k rankings. So we have a lot of experience over at the channel, and a lot of the coaches are going to start joining in and joining the Dirtbag Nation to help you guys get better at 40k. If you guys are new to the Patreon page, we have a couple different tiers. The first tier is the $1 tier. That's basically just coming over, supporting us for $1 a month. You get first access to the Dirtbag videos up on Patreon. The next tier is a $5 tier. Basically, you get first access as well as just have a little bit more branding with the Patreon Discord page. And you want to support us a little bit more than $1 a month. I really appreciate both you guys. The $10 tier is a competitive Dirtbag page. That's where we get more into the tactics, one-on-one coaching on the Discord. And if you guys have any questions, comments, list ideas, tactics, or game questions, you guys get to message us one-on-one through Discord. Make sure you take advantage of that because it's completely up to you to ask me any questions you possibly need in the 40k community. Finally, we have the Grandmaster Dirtbag. That Dirtbag is above and beyond. They come out and they basically want us to coach them one-on-one with calls on via Discord, TTS games, battle reports, or any tactical videos that you guys want suggestions to. You guys will get first access to, and we actually play live games for you guys, or go over battle reports for our Grandmasters. Anything armies that you want to see specifically on the tabletop, that's the Grandmaster Dirtbag page. So it's just an explanation on what the different tiers are for Patreon. But again, thank you so much for the support. If you guys are thinking about it, you do have really good coaching. We drink beers, we have fun, we just kind of chill out and teach you guys how to have fun at 40k, unlike some other people on YouTube. But have fun at 40k, be good, win some games, more than you're averagely winning over there all over the world. And if you guys really just want to support the channel, we have our $1 and $5 a month as well. There's all the stickers and dice available to you guys at a discount, and you have your own Patreon tab in Discord that nobody else has access to besides you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to grow Dirtbag Nation as much as we possibly can in 2024 and get it all thanks to you guys. Appreciate it.